The next piece is to support CORS, or cross-origin resource sharing. So there are a number of techniques of doing this, and if you search out on the web, you'll find a number of them, but I wanted to introduce new support for it in Web API 2 in a way that I really like. I'm not going to show you it in the actual project because we're only using Web API 1 because that's the only one that's been released, but let's see what it actually looks like. It allows you to just opt into core support out of the box. It's not configuration anymore. It's not writing filters. It's much simpler. And the idea here is that when you configure Web API, that you can simply say enable CORS and include a special enable CORS attribute if you want to support it on the entire API, much like we did with the require HTTPS. We can also apply it to a per controller or even per method in the same way we supported require HTTPS. In that case, we would still have to call enable CORS to turn on the function in configuration. In this case, we would still need to call enable CORS, but with no parameters inside of our configuration. But in our controller, we can add it to the controller itself or even to individual methods if we want that level of granularity. And we can use the disable CORS attribute to turn it off in specific cases. So we can simplify it by saying let's enable it everywhere and then turn it off in a couple places where we don't want the API to be used by anybody but our website. So I wish this were all available now, but it's not. So you can look forward to the Web API 2. You can actually use this in existing code today, but it's not fully released yet. It's been fully spec'd out, and of course, all of Web API, like ASP.NET, is open sourced, so you can get nightly builds that this actually works in. I decided not to use that because I wanted to make sure everything we were building and we were working with was going to be nice, stable code.